It is Monday, August 18th, and it's time for a Q&A. We have some great questions today. Are there any workouts or exercises I do other than planks? Yes. Um, and I'm going to share. And some questions about meno belly and do I count macros? And men, before you think, oh, meno belly, like this has nothing to do with me. Actually, the tips that I think meno belly is like it's a thing, and yet it doesn't need to be a thing. And the tips that I'm going to share to help with meno belly, help with every belly, male or female, any age. So let's dive into this. And if you're seeing me for the first time, hi there, I'm Elizabeth from Happy, Healthy, and Hot, 59-year-old double certified health and weight loss coach, author, content creator, and three-time finalist in the Maximum Cover Girl competition in my late 50s, competing with women mostly in their 20s and 30s because it's time to tell a new story about aging. And that's really what my message is here. You know, so many people come to me for weight loss, and that's so awesome because certainly when you feel good in your body, it makes such a difference. But I am really all about just creating a whole new reality for ourselves. Like, I just turned 59. I've never felt better in my life. I'm not just talking about how good I feel in my body, which is amazing. I'm talking about like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of the things. And I want you to feel this good too. So I have so many resources for you. Certainly watch my videos here on YouTube, check out my Instagram, my Facebook. If you are super interested in the weight loss stuff, best place to start to pull it all together for you is my latest book, Happier, Healthier, and Hotter, High Protein, Low Calorie, Bikini Friendly Recipes. And I'm absolutely going to drop the link here in the caption. This is more than recipes. I pull together all of my weight loss strategies into one place for you. If you like the mindset, the woo woo, the positive vibes, the positive affirmations, all of that stuff, I have an amazing course that I don't talk about enough. It's called Elevate with Elizabeth. It's where I share a 5-step process that I've used time and time again to transform and elevate every area of my life, from my body to my business, my environment, my relationships, just life in general. It's it's stuff that took me a long time to learn. And then once I had it down, I found that it was just gave me this template that I could apply to everything in my life. So it's a video course. It is, you have unlimited access to the videos. They're delivered like one day at a time, you know, one a day for 7 days, but then you can just watch them forever. And it's $35. It's $35 that could literally change your life. So I'm going to link that in the caption as well. So let's dive into these questions. First one comes from Aurora. Are there any exercises or workouts that I do other than planks? Yes. They're all super simple. So I don't belong to a gym. I haven't for, I don't know, 15 years at least. I work out at home, and I work out typically 10 minutes a day, if that. So the reason I talk about planks, and I walk a lot. So I want to add that. Um, I do super simple workouts, typically 10 minutes or less. They always involve planks, so that I talk about planks all the time. If you could only do one thing, I would say do like resistance training wise, I would say do planks because it is a body weight move that works your entire body and is amazing for your core. And you know, we're going to talk later in this about meno belly. No meno belly here. I just turned, there's my cute panties. I just turned 59. I am a good 5 years post-menopause. This is my belly on a random Monday morning. No menopause belly here. So this stuff works. So I'm going to tell you what my workouts are, Aurora. But what I can't stress enough is that the reason that these simple workouts are so effective is because of the way I eat. I prioritize protein and produce. I build my meals around high quality protein dense foods, beef, fish, poultry, eggs. I fill in with colorful fruits and veggies. This makes it easy for me to build muscle and stay lean. If you need to get into a calorie deficit, it's a lot easier to do if you are eating this way. And I outline all of this in my book, Happier, Healthier, and Hotter. So here's my workouts. I work out about 10 minutes a day, tops. It's resistance training, sometimes I use weights, but it's mostly body weight. Things like planks, stuff on my balance trainer, crunches, maybe some squats. Sometimes I'll use a mini trampoline, a little rebounder, but it's never more than 10 minutes a day. That's all that it is. It is the most simple, basic stuff. I used to do live workouts on Instagram, but they don't let me go live anymore. So I might have to start posting some workout stuff here on YouTube. But anyway, I work out 10 minutes a day and I walk a lot. I walk 15,000 steps a day. Not saying you need to do that, but 8 to 10,000 a day is really great. Walking is underrated. It's about so much more than the calorie burn and the fat burn. It is just so amazing for your mood, your energy, even helps with your sleep when you're outside in natural light. Take those sunglasses off, get natural light in your eyes, help balance those circadian rhythms, and add in some hills. Actually work with barefoot shoes as well, which really makes a difference. And you're going to build a better booty. So I work out 10 minutes a day or less. I walk 15,000 steps a day. Those are my workouts. The reason they work so well is because of the way I eat. Tammy, it just so lovely. Tammy left a long message with, and I've already gotten back to Tammy, but some specific questions that came out. The biggest thing is she's never really had to worry about her belly or her weight, but for the past year and a half, she's my exact age, 59, born in 1966. She's been dealing with meno belly, and she's so frustrated. She said she eats chicken, fruits, and veggies. She doesn't exercise as much as she thinks she should, but she gets 8 to 10,000 steps a day at work. And she's asking, do I count macros? So this is like what to do. This is two questions. What to do about meno belly, and do I count macros? Um, okay. I don't like, you don't need to work out more. I'm not saying, I mean, you can, but I would like, you're getting a nice amount of steps. I would definitely build in some planks, which is just going to take you a couple minutes a day to build that core strength all around. So you say you're eating well, you're eating clean, you're eating chicken, fruits, and veggies. That's good. I would ask, like, how much protein are you getting? And then if there's actual weight to lose, are you in a calorie deficit? So I would recommend, whether there's weight to lose or not, I would be aiming for 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. So if you're at your ideal body weight, great. Look to see that your protein from real food. So chicken's great, it's really protein dense, but I'd probably mix it up with some beef, some fish, some eggs, maybe some low-fat dairy. And if you have weight to lose, I'm just going to throw out some examples. Say you weigh 150, you want to get down to 140. I'd be aiming for 140 grams of protein per day, again, from real food, not shakes, bars, powders, crap like that. I'm not saying that's all crap, but let's look at getting our protein from real food. It's generally way more cost effective. And it's what our bodies are designed to eat, not processed protein chips and bars that taste like marshmallows and stuff like that. That's not food. Sorry, people, but it's not. So I would look at increasing your protein. I would look at if there is actual weight to lose here, which I'm thinking that there might be if you suddenly have this belly. I would look at getting into a calorie deficit. And I outline figuring out the protein goals and calorie goals in my latest book, Happier, Healthier, and Hotter. Actually, in both my books, but I'd recommend Happier, Healthier, and Hotter is the best place to start. So, if there's weight to lose, like you need to burn some fat. So the walking is great. I would look at stepping up the walking. You're getting in those steps at work, which is great. Maybe build in, meet a friend for a walk a couple days a week, something like that. So look at, do you need to lose weight? Do you need to lose fat? Yes, then decrease calories, increase protein, increase activity. Because I'm just feeling like the chicken, if you're, chicken, fruits, and veggies, if you're eating like a giant salad with itsy bits of chicken on top for like lunch or dinner, that's probably not enough protein. I kind of look at inverting the whole thing. I think as women, especially, we talk like have this huge volume of vegetables and then top it off with a little bit of protein. Um, and some healthy whole grains, which I don't think we really need, and they're not that healthy for everybody. Um, where I'm looking at build your meals around high quality protein dense food. Build your meal around the chicken, around the big piece of fish, around the big juicy satisfying burger. Fill in with the fruits and veggies. We don't need giant volume of fruits and vegetables. Yes, fiber is great for our gut, all of that stuff. We don't need to fill ourselves up. And you eat a giant salad, you can feel like bloated, but not really satisfied as you're going to be if you have like a juicy big burger minus the bun and a little side salad. So I'd really look at how much protein are you getting. So do I count macros? Loosely. Um, so I am really the only macros I pay attention to are my protein and my calories because if you're getting those two right, the fat and carbs are going to fall into place. If you're just focusing on protein and you're not aware of the calories, you could be getting you could just be eating too much. Especially that's really easy to happen if you're mostly relying on plant protein. So I do loosely track my protein and calories. I just write down what I eat every day. I write it down in my Happy Healthy and Out journal. I published this journal. Do I have one here? I'm not handy. 4 years ago, 2021, on my birthday, my 55th birthday, I published the Happy Healthy and Out journal. And I still use that every single day. I've been using it for more than 4 years now to write down what I'm eating and just track loosely the protein and the calories. So I think it's great to have a knowledge of macros, but I think when you get into like rigidly tracking them every day, you could make yourself crazy. If you get the protein and calories right, everything else falls into place. People that obsess over grams of fat could be eating all kinds of sugar and getting a lot of like empty carbs and just empty calories. But they're like, oh, I didn't have any fat. Or if you're too worried about just having everything low carb, you can still end up with stuff that's really like higher in calories than you realize. So I think if you get the protein right to build that muscle, get the calories right, the rest is going to fall into place. The other things to consider with the protein is it's the most satiating of the macronutrients. It's going to reduce or even eliminate cravings. And that really has to do with if you've heard of the protein leverage hypothesis, it states that our bodies will continue seeking food until our protein needs are met. And a lot of people, I've had a lot of people that I've worked with, especially women, tend to deal with cravings at night or sugar cravings, carb cravings. Once they start getting the protein right, that nighttime urge to snack just basically goes away. And then when you're getting your protein needs met from real food, mental clarity is better, energy is more steady, all of the things. So just a quick little macro review. Um, the macros we're talking about protein, fat, carbohydrate, alcohol, I guess is actually a macro as well, and calories. And all of these things have calories. Calories are a unit of measure of energy. So protein and carbohydrate each contain 4 calories per gram. Fat contains 9 calories per gram, and alcohol 7 calories per gram. So a couple things to think about all of this. Alcohol is a toxin. Our bodies are always going to burn that first, which is why alcohol can interfere with fat burning because your body's going to go burn the alcohol. The other stuff could be stored as fat. I'm not saying don't ever drink. I absolutely do. I enjoy a cover girl cocktail from time to time. And I'm heading to Italy later this week. I'll definitely be enjoying some nice drinks. But just to be very aware of that with alcohol. Um, and then also consider that most foods are a mix of, say, protein and fat, or protein and carbs, or fat and carbs, or whatever. For example, an egg is protein and fat, no carbs. Meat, animal products like beef. It's a mix of protein and fat. There's no carbs in meat. Um, an avocado is fat and carbs. There's a lot of fiber in an avocado. I think there's a tiny bit of protein. So most fruits and veggies are going to be mostly carbs. Um, Good carbs that have fiber, beneficial fiber, all of the things. So, and then something like cakes and cookies are going to be a mix of carbs, processed carbs, fat in most cases, and maybe a little bit of protein from some egg or dairy or whatever that's in there. So just bear in mind, most foods are a mix of these macronutrients. And it can be, again, really hard to, I don't think it's necessary to rigidly track all of them, but I think it's great to have an awareness of the calorie counts of different foods, of the protein, of what's in them. And then you can make wise choices. So I'm going to drop some links in the caption. I will link my cookbook. I will link my course, Elevate with Elizabeth. We don't really talk about any of that type of stuff here, but I kind of, that's the secret sauce that when you believe in yourself, when you're lit up and excited about your life, like everything just gets better. So thank you for being here. Drop any questions for your next Q&A in the comments. I'll be doing a Q&A every day this week and then take a few days off next week because I will be in Italy. So thanks again. Have an amazing day.